In this series, I'm going to build a prison with $0 starting fund. I'm going to try to build a prison with a minimum of 100 prisoners, and it has to survive a minimum of 100 days. I'm also going to do a minimum amount of editing on this series, so you can see how to manage a prison from 0 to 100 all the way. We're going to continue building our prison, but before we do that, let's just take a quick look at what we already have. So we got this staff area, and we also have a power station that's almost near capacity, so we have to put some capacitors around it. This is our first prison section, and in this prison section, the prisoners in it can fulfill all of their needs with the facilities that I built for them. So all of their needs should be fulfilled, but we see that some people still are complaining. So some of them are complaining about clothing, and if you take a look at the staff, you see that we only have 3 janitors. So let's get a few extra janitors, and these janitors will work in the laundry room to clean clothing. This is what a cell block looks like. And then we got this work area where they can go to classrooms, and they can also work in the workshop, and we also got this supermax area. And lastly, we got this common area where we built a chapel, an infirmary, and some parole rooms where they can go to parole meetings and a visitation, of course. So we're going to now start building this area. So we are going to build 6 cell blocks, a yard, and a kitchen and a canteen. And we're going to start with the kitchen and the canteen, because before we bring in new prisoners, we want to be able to feed them. So that's what we are going to do. And then also put a large jail door there. And get some water over to that place. And as we just saw, this thing is almost near capacity. And I don't think it can power 6 more cell blocks. So what I also want to do is I want to build 1 more power station for this prison section. And there we go. So we're going to build 1 more power station here. And then we just fast forward. So during the editing, I saw that I did the deployment wrong here. So during the night, there are no guards here. And I also want guards here during the night. And then the patrol routes for our dog handlers are a little bit messed up. So we have to fix that as well. Then this fence is also not good. So I want to fix this fence as well. So let's put the fence a little closer here. We're gonna put this gate over there. We can also do a little bit like this. Reorganize this place a little bit. And this should look good. So let's take a look. We have 10 workmen. We can get 5 extra. And that they will help us with construction. And once we're done with construction here, we can fire them, because we won't need them anymore. Let's also get rid of this wall. And I am moving it 1 square to the right because I just think it looks better. That's it. Maybe even move this over there, but I will do that. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. And we're just waiting for these guys to build this kitchen and a canteen. So it's all going well, nothing to complain about. I got money, and if you take a look here, we only have 2 grants. We're completing this grant so we can get 1 more grant, cell block C, which will allow us to get a bit more money. That's good. And we can spend that money, of course, on this new prison section. So we have to still find the supply of stolen tools and supply of stolen weapons. How are we going to do that? So we could do a shakedown. So let's try it out. Maybe we will find the supply of stolen tools. Who knows? Maybe. Then we can finally get rid of this grant. So if you take a look here, look at this prisoner. So what this prisoner is doing is he's going here to pick up some contraband. So if you take a look, here, for example, or here, maybe not. So let me find one. So never mind. So let's take a look here. So if we look here, we see that a lot of contraband gets smuggled in from here. So from other prisoners that newly arrive to our prison. They smuggle contraband in and they get it inside of the prison. I think teachers can also smuggle contraband in. Maybe guards even, maybe cooks, who knows. So a lot of it gets smuggled in, but some of our contraband, if I just had an example, gets thrown over these fences. So this cell phone, for example, got thrown over these fences. And the reason it gets thrown over these fences is because the gap between these 2 fences is not big enough. So if this gap was around 11, 10, the outside people would not be able to throw in contraband over these fences. But because it's too small, it gets thrown in. But we can fix that. What we can do is we can build a 3rd layer of fence, so around here, to make the gap between the outer fence and the most inner fence bigger than 11 spaces, and we will get rid of the contraband that gets thrown in. Before we build that inner fence, what I want to do is I want to go to the security area, and we see that we have a phone tab over there. And with this phone tab, we can listen in on the conversations of the prisoners, and the prisoners will make arrangements with people on the outside to throw in contraband. So they will call people on the outside. They will say, hey, over this area near the canteen, there isn't enough space between the fences. You can throw it in over there. I want you to throw it in over there. And we can listen in on those conversations that the prisoners are having with people on the outside. And then what we can do is we can, locate where they are going to throw in contraband. And we will get some intel. And with that intel, we will be able to improve our prison. So this is what we're going to do first. We're going to build some phone tabs, and we're going to listen in on the conversations of the people, of the prisoners. These guys are still busy building this area. So maybe, let's take a look. Yeah, what we can do is we can expand this paving stone area, and they will be able to walk a little bit faster from place to place. They will arrive here a little bit faster because every floor has a different walk speed. So dirt has a very slow walk speed. So if you have only dirt in your prison, your staff will move around very slowly. So we're going to build a paving stone because that has a fast walk speed, right? Let's make that grass. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, also leave a comment. Comments really help with the algorithm and you will be helping me out, and subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and bye bye.